with you?
Okay, I was not expecting that question. That's deep.
Now you know.
Now, yeah, give me a minute. I'm working on it. I guess just the fact that when you write a story worth telling, it becomes something that people can actually read and enjoy, and it could possibly become part of their lives in a way that you would never even have guessed. So I guess when the story becomes a story worth telling, that's when you know that you should write it. I guess that's what I mean. That's
Why Kashmir? Why did you choose Kashmir for your novel?
well, okay, this is gonna sound ridiculous, especially because we grew up there. But it was actually originally based in London because the house that inspired it was in London. But I don't really like London that much, so I couldn't write about it with any passion or vibrance. So then mom was the one who said, maybe you should just set it in India. But I was like, okay, but I need snow to be around the house at least one season of the year because that's the kind of house that it is. And then she said, okay, set it in Kashmir. And I was like, that's not a bad idea.
You've been to Kashmir.
Yeah, of course. We used to go once every year because dad grew up there. But I mean, I don't doubt that it's very different for you having grown up in Kashmir than it is for me having grown up in Mumbai. Like, one of the things I think would definitely be different is that the reason there are such vivid descriptions in the book is because living in Kashmir, you're just surrounded by such beauty that I don't know if because whenever I see anything that's mildly beautiful, naturally I'm like, oh my god. But you must just be like, yeah,
No, not. I really miss it now.
Miss it now, right?
I certainly hope.
So that was, I think, one of the reasons why I set it in Kashmir, was because it was, I don't know, it just kind of happened, and then suddenly when it was set in Kashmir, it had a whole new kind of vibrance and a whole new take to it. So, I mean, I hope you don't read it and then you're like, well, that's nonsense. That doesn't happen. I mean, you're actually the protagonist that I'm trying to portray in terms of how she's grown up. So I hope you enjoyed it, actually. So what is it actually like then, growing up as a 16-year-old in Kashmir? Because I'm writing from imagination and bits of research.
I think I'm the wrong person to ask this question because I'm living in my own zone. I have no idea. My life is not being arrogant or something. My life is a little different from what a 16-year-old's life should be. I never went out much. I've heard stories from my father how they tell us कि हम Sunday यहाँ जाते थे वहाँ जाते थे. Even I'll tell you one thing. There's this huge hill which is right next to our house, and I've never been there. And I've been really criticized for that a couple of times. क्या बचपन है तुम्हारा? So I really don't know what. I mean, now a 16-year-old is as similar as a 16-year-old you meet in Bombay or in Delhi or somewhere else. So there's not a huge difference. But it could be that to some extent you might see a vast variety of opinions and views they have. They have different stories to tell you. They have their own ideas about almost everything. So I think apart from that ideology, I don't think there's a vast difference or anything else.
दंगल की छोटी गीता उर्फ ज़ायरा वसीम कुछ दिनों पहले कई कारणों की वजह से सुर्खियों में बनी रही थी। बीते बुधवार को उन्हें फिल्म निर्माता विनोद चोपड़ा और लेखक और क्रिटिक अनुपमा चोपड़ा की बेटी जूनी चोपड़ा की किताब दी हाउस दैट स्पीक्स के लॉन्च पर देखा गया था। जी हाँ, यहाँ ज़ायरा ने कश्मीर में बड़े हो रहे टीनेजर्स और भारत में किसी और जगह बड़े हो रहे टीनेजर्स के बीच अंतर बताया है। तो वहीं 16 साल के स्टार ने कहा है कि दोनों के बीच ज़्यादा अंतर नहीं है। जो कश्मीर में बड़ा होता है उसके पास राय और विचारों की विविधता होती है। साथ ही ज़ायरा ने कहा है कि अब कश्मीर में मिलने वाले 16 साल के बच्चे आपको मुंबई और दिल्ली वालों की तरह दिखेंगे। वहीं कुछ हद तक आपको उनमें विचारों और राय की विविधता नज़र आएगी और उनके पास आपको बताने के लिए कई कहानियाँ होंगी। जानकारी देते हैं, उनके अनुसार पास लगभग हर चीज़ को लेकर अपने विचार और इस तरह विचारधारा को छोड़कर आपको उनमें किसी तरह का कोई बड़ा फ़र्क नहीं दिखेगा। नेक्स्ट 9 न्यूज़ से जूही राय की रिपोर्ट। लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें।